If you don't see results in the first 6 months, you're winning, brother. My name is Artem Klass. I was very skinny when I came to America. I came to America like 3 years ago. Then I elevated my life through fitness and mindset. I moved here to US at 16 by myself. And for the last 3 years, I was cooking for myself every day. I went to Washington. I humbled myself for 5 months. I was doing construction, 15 hours work, 16, and then the gym in the morning, 4:30, 3:30 a.m., and then 16 hours work. It's all about perception. Sometimes I gotta humble myself, and that's where it needed to be done. Nobody cares. Show the results. It's between you, God, and your life. That's it.
Artem, it's finally great to touch base with you, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, brother. Hey, Mohammed, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very excited for our conversation. I hope it's gonna help some people.
For sure, man. All right, let's start off with an easy question. For the people who don't know who are you, man?
Yes, sir, of course. So my name is Artem Klass. I was very skinny when I came to America. I came to America like 3 years ago. Then I elevated my life through fitness and mindset. Now, Artem Class as a brand, what we do is we help elevate men's lives through fitness and mindset because once they elevate their life through that, they can do whatever they want. They
Yeah,
can achieve whatever they want. They can be multimillionaire, whatever they want. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. You say you came to America 3 years ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, where you from, man?
Yeah, so I'm from Ukraine. I lived
Hmm.
there till I was 16. Then I
Yeah.
moved here because it was my dream. But once I moved here, I was like, yo, man, I went to like weight room. I was the skinniest guy and I was very insecure. I didn't know English, so I got after it.
All right. So you came to America when you were 16 years old, right?
Exactly.
All right. So like, what was some of the struggles that you were facing, when you first came to America?
Yeah, so of course, the language barrier, and then once I came here, I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be like a movie, but this is not true. Truth hit me right in the face, and it's either you move or you lose, right? So you're either a winner or a loser. So I chose to be a winner. Um, I was insecure. Nobody cared about me, but man, if nobody cares about you, all you can do is to start executing. Correct?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I kind of love like the thing that you just said right there, like when no one really cares about you. Because like the thing is, right, if no one cares about you, then like if you don't care about yourself, then who is gonna take your time to actually care about you? So you actually gotta care about yourself first before other people can even care about you. It's like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So the language barrier, like when you came to America, like did you even understand English at all, or?
I was learning English and I was pretty much obsessed with it.
Hmm.
That's why my accent, it's not good, but it's not very bad that you cannot understand me. You know what I'm saying? So I was learning accent a lot, but once my first day at school, they were like, I went to the class, they were talking. I'm like, yo, I don't understand 80% of the words they're saying, so it was pretty hard. But man, the worse your story is, once who's watching, guys, the worse your story is, the better it is. Because once you win, you can inspire so many people. Hey, I'm getting passionate. It's one of my traits. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. I love that energy right there. So,
Thank-
what was your life like before you even got into like these fitness? What was kind of your life like?
Yes. So I was in Ukraine. It was not bad. I was just living day to day. I was doing my stuff, was progressing. My father is actually a good role model for me, and is and was because he's a good businessman. So um, I have some inspirations. I have a life hero that raised me, so we're good with that. So my one of my life goals is to make my future kids be proud of me. It's somewhere over here. If you can see that, that's one of my goals because all of this, it's not about me. All right. I'm learning, I'm studying, I'm growing. Yes, I'm not gonna be rich. I'm gonna be wealthy. That's a little bit different. Not for me. This, I don't know, maybe it's not healthy, but this is just who I am, okay? This whole story, this whole life, it's not about me, it's about my future kids. Maybe I did not answer the question. Maybe I said something random, but yeah. Great
I love it.
question,
So
but
I love stuff. I remember
yeah,
like towards the beginning, right? You said, at first, you were super scrawny, you were super skinny. What was like kind of the first steps that you took when trying to gain that muscles, to become, your current self, right? Right now, what was like your current step to, onto that? No, actually, wait, let me just rephrase that question. So, what actually motivated you to get into fitness?
great question. Great question. Now, in schools, they have sport teams, right? So in those sport teams, you practice together, you go to the gym together. It's called weight room. That's what they were calling it. I don't know. So we one time we went to the weight room, and I was struggling to 45 bench bar. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. So I was struggling to get it off my chest. And then I looked around. I see the guys put 225 pounds on the bar. It's 105 kilograms if I'm correct. Then I look around, guys are strong, guys are big, and I'm the smallest guy out there. And I got so insecure, and somebody laughed at me over there. So, but I'm not a victim. Okay. That was the best thing they did to me. All right. I'm gonna send them some thank you cards because, guys, if people underestimate you or undervalue you, it's the best thing they can do for you for your future life. Yes. What you think about that, Mohammed?
That was really beautiful, seriously. So the thing that really motivated you to actually get into fitness is because of these guys out there, like essentially like outshowing you, essentially. Like they were outgrowing you or kind of outshowing you. Because like when you look around, right, you just see these alpha guys, like they're out there benching and you're struggling to do like no 45 right there. So that which
Yeah.
kind of really motivated you to, kind of work on yourself, right?
Yeah. But it was not about the guys, because I pretty much do not care about people around me. I do care, but it's not about what they thought of me. That's the right thing to put. It's not about what they thought of me. It's about what I thought about myself. So they were winners, and in that moment, in that situation, I was a loser. All right, that's it. Not people. It was all about me and my mental state. Yeah.
Okay, so in that specific situation right there, you kind of felt like a loser because you couldn't do what these guys are able to do, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Which motivated you to try to work on yourself so you can do what they can do.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
All right, cool. So what was your first couple of steps getting into fitness?
Yeah. So one day I came to the gym and I had no idea what it is, man. I had no idea what it is. I'm like, okay, Artem, yes, you are insecure, but let me win out here. Okay. So I came up to some guy. I asked him, hey, and with my broken English, I was speaking very bad. I was like, yo, what would be the first thing you would do? And he was like, buff. I'm like, I don't know how I'm so small. He's buff, he's big. I don't know how I came up to him. And I was like, what would be the first thing to do? And the first thing he said, get the smartest program out there. So that's exactly what I did. I got on the good, perfect plan. I started learning freaking 24/7. You know, that's all I cared about. That's where I put all my time. And that's exactly, first of all, first 6 months, I did not have any results. Okay. I didn't see anything. Then after that, it's like I was on steroids. So if you don't see results in the first 6 months, you're winning, brother. It's fine. Okay. Um, so yeah, I got on the smart plan. I got very good with my nutrition. My nutrition was even better than my plan. So it's first nutrition, then your training plan, and then your recovery. No, I would even put your training plan on the third and recovery and nutrition on the first. Yeah. I'm
Okay,
yapping too much, but brother, I want to help people. Yeah.
no, no, it's good, bro. It's good. So just so I understand, so your first couple of steps into fitness was you went to this one big guy and you asked him, "How can I get buff?" Is that it?
I asked him, what would be if I was in your shoes, what would be your first step to get into fitness? That's what I asked
Mhm.
him. Yeah.
I see, I see. And then he essentially gave you like the breakdown of what he would do to essentially like basically become big, right?
Yes, yes. So he gave me the breakdown, and all I heard from that conversation is get a perfect plan. And I just executed.
I see, for sure. So what was like your routine like? So just so I'm following, that was when you were 16 years old, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. What was your routine like when you first started?
Yes. Okay, let me give you the game. So I did 4 times a week. Now, here's where discipline comes into place. Okay. So I hit the gym every day at not every day, 4 times a week at 4, 5 a.m. before school. All right. So, and I said recovery, one of the most important phases in this. So I went to sleep at 8:30. I could not scroll. That's where I started building the discipline because your priorities, what you put your time into, what you put your effort into, is that's what you're gonna get out. Now, what was your question again, brother?
Yeah. So my question was, what was your routine like when you were 16 years old?
Routine, you mean lifting routine or life routine?
Like your daily
It
routine?
got it, got it. So, as I said, I wake up at 4:20. I remember my alarm was at 4:24 or something. Then I went to get some meal quick, 2 bananas, whatever, 2 apples, and then straight to the gym. Straight to the gym. Then after it, I went to school. School was till about 2:30. Then we went, I was playing soccer. So very big sport, very good sport, by the way, for competition. It's very important. Um, then at 4:35, I came back home, and all I did to 8:30, yes, I ate my meals. It was very important too. But all I did was I was studying. Okay, I was studying. It's not me bragging about it. It's just I wanna show people what effort I put in. Okay, so I was studying a lot, and that's exactly what I did till 8:30. 8:30, stop, sleep. Let's go. Same. I
I see.
repeat.
So you woke up at like 4 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Then you went to the gym to work out. For how long?
It was hour 10 to hour 20 minutes.
Over 10 hours. So you basically worked out from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And then after that, you went to school, right?
Yes.
What time the school starts? You said 12, I think, right?
It starts or
Yeah, what time? Yeah, like what time the school starts?
yes, so the school started about 7:30 if I'm not mistaken. So the drive to school was about 25 to 30 minutes. Yeah.
I
So
see, I see.
yeah, from the gym I went home 5:20 or something. Then at 6:10 I was at school and I was just walking around, studying the gym. Yeah. Yeah.
I see. All right. And then you went to sleep at like 8:30 p.m., right? You slept like super early.
Yes, yes. It was
Okay.
not it was not comfortable, but it is what it is. Man, let me ask you a question. How was your day today? I just want to know, maybe you can give some inspiration as well.
So like my current day today right now, right?
Yeah.
Well, currently right now, so I'll wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Once I wake up, then I go to the washroom, do my stuff, I brush my teeth. After I'm done that, then I do 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups, and 25 core balance. After I'm done doing all those, then I go outside or I run for 20 minutes. After I'm done that, then I come home. Once I come home, I take a shower. After I'm done taking the shower, I eat my breakfast. By that time, it's like 8:30. Once it's 8:30, so I work for like a tech company. It's like a real estate tech company. Then I hit the post. I just start making cold calls. Then at 9:30, I have like a meeting at 9:30 with the team. Then at 10:30, 10 o'clock, that's when the meeting ends, and I get back on the phone, and I finish around like 11 a.m., something like that. And then at that time, then I just do callbacks. So callbacks is so when I'm like so initially, like when I'm calling people, right? Some people might be like, oh, I'm busy. Can you call me at XYZ time, or can you call me later? So around like 11 to 12, that's when I do my callbacks. And then after the callbacks, typically if I have like any meetings scheduled, then I just put the meetings around that time. And yeah, typically the meetings just block my entire day essentially. So I kind of just hop up meetings, holding like demos and all that stuff. So that's kind of like my day-to-day life right there.
Perfect. Perfect. Hey, you're getting out there. You're inspiring people. That's great. Another thing I wanted to mention, I work at real estate too. So I do cold calling too. So we good.
No
Yes,
way.
sir.
That's proper. That's proper. We might have to touch base with that one, honestly.
For sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to
Hey,
the topic at hand.
great
Yeah,
job, by the way. Great job.
appreciate it. All right. So how did you educate how did you educate yourself on building muscles? How did you educate yourself?
I was living in it, right? So every minute that I lived my day-to-day life, I was just investing my time into it. Guys, go use ChatGPT, right? What I was doing, it's fine. I was learning from a lot of courses. So, okay, I was learning from a lot of courses. I was reading a book and I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. Jeff Nippert, Mountain Dog, all those guys, you can learn from them, okay? But what my advice would be right now, if you actually want to learn, guys, information is out there. You can find everything you need. You can study and learn all you need. Okay, with ChatGPT, with AI, just go out there. Just put your time into it. Because if you put your time into it, once you get something out of it, it's gonna serve you for your entire life. Um, yes, man. So YouTube, book, and courses.
Okay, so for books, like what type of books do you read?
Books, yes. So it was still right now, Jeff Nippert has a book, hardcover one, but I was reading an ebook. He had some ebooks, so that's where I learned from too. In his programs, he has like 100 pages books, and there's a lot of education there.
I see for sure. How important is your diet?
If you go to the gym and your diet is not on point, I'd rather you skip the gym, brother. You know? Yeah. So there's no point of hitting the gym if your diet is not on point. Get your diet good, and it's not that hard. Um, People think it's hard. Yes, it's discipline. It's discipline, and but guys, once you get on some level of discipline, your perception of it is growing, right? So, and let me tell you something. So, nutrition is the level one of discipline, right? If you want to be a shark, for example, in the business, you gotta have discipline. Would you agree?
For sure.
Yes. So nutrition would be the first level of discipline. If you cannot master that, you know, life won't give you bigger chances. Now, if we're being honest, you can be very disciplined somewhere else. For example, you, brother, you, Mohammed, maybe you're very disciplined with cold calling. You're very disciplined with podcasts. So choose your discipline. I'm not saying that, hey, if you're eating burgers, you're not going to make millions. It would be absurd, correct? So choose your discipline. But my version of discipline is nutrition. Why? Because it's going to serve me for my entire life. What do you think about that?
I really like that. And yeah, it seems like nutrition and diet is really a big component of your life. So when did you really get into that diet, I guess?
Okay. Great question. Great question. I'm so glad you asked that question. So I got into diet even before I started the gym. That's exactly why. That's exactly why I could gain 50 pounds in 1 year, in my first year. So I was so skinny, and I asked one day. I asked my mom, "Hey, mom, something is wrong, all right?" And they clearly saw it, and I was very skinny, was not healthy. I was like 0% body fat. It's not correct, it's not true, but I would die. But yeah. So I asked my mom, "Hey, mom, I need a nutritionist." She was like, "Yo, of course, of course, yeah." So they got me a nutritionist. It was her, she explained to me everything like that, step by step, and I put everything in notes. And I was like, okay, 100 grams of chicken is 30 grams of protein. I need 110 grams of protein, stuff like that, basics. Basics. So I learned nutrition. I was not hitting the gym. I had a problem with my weight, not with muscle mass. I didn't care about my muscle mass at that time. Um, so I got my nutrition first. I started counting calories. I started getting after it. I started being very, very responsible for that, and I was executing every day. And then around New Year, when I had a chance to go to the gym, it's another story. That's when it clicked. Everything clicked because I was doing everything right before with my nutrition. Once I introduced the gym, yes, my results were not good for the first 6 months. Not I could do more, okay? But after that, exploded. Yes, so nutrition came first before the lifting.
Okay, so how soon did nutrition come, or when did it come in terms of like a timeline? Did it come when you were 15 years old, 6 months before you turned 16, or
Yes. So I was doing everything wrong. When I was 15, dude, I was eating freaking 5 apples a day, and I'm good. I was thinking, I was researching, I was learning, and I was learning something so incorrect, so wrong that it was crazy. Okay. And then I started running a lot. That's when I lost all the weight. So I was skinny and I got even skinnier. So um, it was about 4 months before I started actually lifting good, about 4 to 5 months. Yeah. So 4 to 5 months, then I introduced the gym and then results skyrocketed. 50 pounds in 1 year.
wow, that's insane.
It's like 20 kilograms. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. And now that you are on your self-improvement path, right? Who is like your role model right now?
Role model, and I'll answer you. Role model is God. Okay. That's the only, not a person. That's the only man upstairs I follow. I have people that I get inspiration from. I have people that I get discipline from, but nobody else but God can, you know, get my way straight to success, to my goals. I talk to God, and that's where I get my all my motivation, all my inspiration, and all my discipline from. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Um, I really love that to be honest, because I feel like I'm kind of the same way. Because like my philosophy is kind of just do the work, like just do the hard work and leave the rest to God.
Amen. Amen. 100%. Yeah, yeah,
I
good
love
job.
that, man. I love that.
Hey, if I would ask you who's your role model, what would you answer?
Probably God as well.
Okay, it's good. It's good.
For sure, for sure. Were there times that you felt like quitting?
100%, man. 100%. Month one, month three, month six, month. Yeah. Yeah. But to be honest, it was about mindset. So from the day one, I knew I'm gonna get results. I knew I'm gonna look good, in a year. So nobody else is gonna believe in yourself like you. If you believe in God, it's on you. It's between you and between God, right? So nobody else. If some people tell you, hey, what are you doing, man? What the frick, man? Dude, no, you don't care. So one of my favorite saying, I don't know if I came up with it, that stuck with me for a few years now. Nobody cares, show the results. Okay. So it's between you, God, and your life. That's it. What do you think
Sure,
about that?
for sure, man. Results is the only thing that matters. Like you could talk big, you could be like, oh, I did XYZ, I did this, I did that, but like, no one gives a no one gives a fuck what you say. The only thing that
Yep.
matters is the results. Just show the results. That's what the thing that matters, bro. Sure.
Exactly. Another thing is,
Mhm.
sorry to cut you off, brother. Another thing is, as Alex Hormozy says, show the proof, man. Who cares about what you're saying, I don't like, I always film like disciplined drills in my stories, but with all all heart, I don't want to do that because I want to leave it to myself. I do so much more than I show on like social media on Instagram, but it's me versus me. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather not brag about it. I'd rather just show the results. So before I say, "Hey, I'm gonna be a multimillionaire," dude, yeah, I mean, every 16 years old guy now says that. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather be a millionaire first, and they then talk about it. Now, hey, as I'm speaking, I like 3 reels ago, I was saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be a millionaire," and yeah, yeah. So but it's my mindset. That's what I'm thinking, and that's in my brain. All right. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Sure. And I can kind of see that reflecting into your own life. Because right now, it's not like you are some skinny dork that's talking about fitness. You actually built that proof. You actually went from a very skinny person and you actually showed the results. You are your testimonial. You are your proof of what you can do, you know, which is
Yes.
kind of correlates to the millionaire thing that you were talking about before. Because like right now, you can't really be saying that, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. Like once you are a millionaire, that's when you can kind of talk about it. And kind of the same thing as the weight thing. Once you actually build that muscle, that's when you can actually talk about it, which is what you're doing. So I really love that. It makes sense.
Yeah. I would not let myself talk if I would not get results. So essentially, my mission with all this fitness, Mohammed, my intentions are so clear, and here's my mission. So I want to help skinny guys elevate their entire life by mastering one thing first, their body. You know, so because once they win there, they start winning everywhere. That's exactly what my mission is. That's exactly why I'm here. And if I can show them the path of how to do that, man, I'm gonna be so proud. People are sending me their transformations. Dude, it's the best feeling in the world. I helped somebody out there. Now they can win in every aspect of their lives.
I love that. Going back to when you felt like quitting, right? How did you overcome that? Because I'm pretty sure everyone during their journeys, they felt like quitting multiple times. And the thing that really separates the people that make it and the people who don't is that they quit. So how did you overcome that?
Yes, sir. Great question. So from the day one, as I was saying earlier, you have a vision. Hey, Mohammed, I do believe you have a vision as well. And everyone who's watching right now, I do believe everyone is driven, okay? Because they would not listen to this. So if you have that vision, how dare are you to quit? Okay? If you have that, oh, I want to be the best. If you want to be the best, hey, let me ask you this. Mohammed, do you think you're average?
I try not to be.
Another thing is, Muhammad, I'm sorry, but trying is for weak. Okay. You are building, you are doing. So I'm not going to be an average. Hey, if it's not in your mindset, it's all good. I'm just sharing it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, men are building, trying is for weak. So if you want to quit, just ask yourself, am I gonna be exactly like everyone else? Or am I gonna be different? So that's what kept me going. My vision from the day one, I knew what I'm gonna be achieving. I know what I'm gonna achieve. So, and look, man, am I gonna let my future kids down? So it's all about that. So that's what I sleep with what thoughts I sleep at night. Yeah. Maybe I'm 19. I'm speaking like I don't know how like 30 years old guy, but it's just me. It's just me, you know. I can try to be cool, but I'd rather just be myself, man.
I love that. I love that. You really have that strong mindset. I really love that. What were mistakes that you made at the beginning of your fitness journey?
Um, Spreading out my nutrition. So try to keep, for example, if you go to the gym, try to keep your meals 5 hours between. You know what I'm saying? Do you get the idea?
Kind of get it,
Yes.
yeah.
So if you, for example, your training is in the middle, 2.5 hours before you eat something, you go train, and then 2.5 hours you eat your post-workout meal. So try to keep this window at like 5 hours, maybe 4 hours, maybe 3 hours, whatever you want. If you want to do 1 hour and then 1 hour eating and then hit the gym after 1 hour, it's good. It's on you. It doesn't matter. Just try to keep them somewhere in that five hour window. Another mistake is I did not eat enough good fats. So, guys, when you see those bodybuilders' diets, they're not good. Okay, you gotta optimize for better performance, for better health. Um, I was watching all those videos of bodybuilders eating, and I was trying to copy them, but this is not how it's done. Okay, you gotta you gotta make sure you have smart plan. That's what I help people with, but let me give you the overview. So what you're gonna do is, if you're on the budget right now, it's fine. Okay. What I want you to do is go get yourself a ground beef 7327. If you want to bulk up, just eat that. Eat eggs. Focus on basics. Whatever you know is healthy is healthy. Okay. Eggs, beef, chicken. I'd rather focus you on eggs and beef. Um, Tuna, it's fine. You can eat chicken, add to your beef, whatever. Man, just focus on those healthy foods and be good. Try to not eat as much processed foods. But hey, I can give you all the information, and it's on you to execute on it or not. It's just my perception of it is so much higher now because once I get to the level, I want to go more. You know what I'm saying? So I got the discipline in food. Let me get to another level. So guys, for you, if you focus on those basics and not quit, I promise you, you're gonna get results.
I see. Going back into the diet, right? So currently right now, what is kind of like your diet like? Is it like do you try to focus on your diet or do you just eat whatever?
No, no, no. Ask the last question again, please.
So do you try to like focus on your diet? Like do you just eat what your mom makes you or do you like make your own food? Like do you like meal prep? You know, like you have a specific food that you eat daily? Or do you just eat, what your mom makes you? You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. No, I live by myself. Yes. So
Hmm.
uh, I moved here to US at 16 by myself. So we're good, you know. Um, and for the last 3 years, I was cooking for myself every day. So the art of nutrition, once you know how it's done, how you're gonna do that, you can eat whatever you want. Not in terms of food, but in terms of meal prep. For example, oh man, today I don't want to eat eggs, bro. Let me just get on the beef. Let me eat some chicken. Let me eat some salmon. Let me eat some steak. You know, I'm very, very flexible. I can eat whatever I want. So because I'm counting my calories every day, I know exactly how much I need to eat. I can just put it in the app and timing. Yeah, if you can time it right, you got to know how to do that. It's not important, by the way. Um, you can eat whatever you want, man. Tomorrow is my cheat day. Okay, tomorrow my first cheat day in a month. I was doing only non-processed foods for the whole month. Hey, Mohammed, what should I do, brother?
That's insane. That's actually insane. So tomorrow, so like this entire month, tomorrow is gonna be like your cheat day for this entire month.
Yeah. No, 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 no. Tomorrow is one cheat meal,
Yeah.
and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna even do the cheat meal. I don't care. There's no cheats. Yeah, look, once you get
Yeah.
on some level, you don't even want, like, be honest with me, Muhammad, and it's fine. If you do you eat some McDonald's here and there, stuff like that?
It's been months. I
Okay,
typically just eat I typically just eat basically what my parents make at home to be honest. And it's like African food, which is it's really healthy. I try to focus on that, yeah.
perfect, perfect, man. Be grateful for that. If your parents cook, man, this is the thing that I wish I could, experience more. So yeah.
All right. So I didn't even know. So you came to US by yourself?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I definitely want to touch on that topic right there because that's looking kind of huge. How did that even happen?
What is that?
How did you even go from Germany to US at the age of 16? That's
Yeah,
insane.
that's cool that you know I was in Germany, bro. I did not even mention that to be honest, or I did. Did I?
You did, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I was in Ukraine, then I went to Germany, and then from Germany I went to US. So the way in my country started, I'm not gonna get on that too much, but this is just the reality. Um, with that said, I had a choice to go like as an exchange student. Let's do it again. As an watch, as an exchange student to America. So you can leave it in the podcast. I'm good. Um, then, with that said, I had 1 year over there on that student, so I was 16 to 17 years old. I went there and I was living with some host family, but I was just myself, nobody else was with me. So dude, it was hard. Okay. It was, I think, one of the hardest times in my life, but that was great, man. That's where I built all the discipline. That's where I built myself pretty much. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
so just to kind of get the timeline straight, you went from Ukraine to Germany, and in Germany you had that host family, right? Like the host family.
no, 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 no. So it was not in Germany. So I have some relatives over there in Germany. So I came to them. I was living with them, and I was waiting for my visa to go to the US.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when you got into US, was that like when you had that host family?
exactly. Yes.
Right. And when you say host family, is it like extended family or what is it?
Yes. So these are people from churches who accept students. All right. Which is, I mean, praise God for that. And family accepted me, but unfortunately, I did not have good experience in this family. Not unfortunately, fortunately, because that's when it built me, bro. I was so angry and so mad, but that's exactly, absolutely opposite cultures, when they meet together, like, I mean, it's not in sync. So I learned how to talk to people, how to function in one, with one vibe with people, I guess. I don't know. So it was very hard, one of the hardest experiences in my life, but man, we just go through it and deal with it like champions. So we're good.
For sure. So how long did you stay with that host family for before you moved out by yourself?
What is that?
So how long did you stay with that host family before you moved out by yourself?
Great question. Great question. So I was in 10th grade, then I went to 11th grade, and between those, I came back to Ukraine. I got another visa. All right. So then I came to US with another visa, and then that's where I moved by myself. So I lived from 16 to 17 with host family, and then from 17 till right now, I live by myself.
Okay. So just to get the timeline right, initially you came from Ukraine to Germany and then Germany to the US. And when you were in the US, you had that host family from grade 10 to grade 11. And then you moved back to Ukraine, I think, right?
I think,
And
yeah, yeah,
and then you came back to the US.
yeah.
All right. So when you came back to the US, right? That time you were not with the host family. So how did you even manage to provide for yourself?
Great question. So I started working at a restaurant. It was my first job, and then I rented a room. Okay, so I was renting a room, and I was going to school. So I was working at a restaurant. I was renting a room, and I went to school. It was hard to manage the time, but that's where you make progress.
Okay, cause for me, it's still like a huge thing at the age of 17. So when you first came into the US, right, like, did you have any money or
No, no. I did not have anything. I'm blessed by God to I did have not anymore, and that's good. I told my parents not to provide for me anymore. So when I moved to US, when I was 16, with the school, I had a parent who provided for me. Yes. After that, it was all by myself.
okay, so for the second time that you came into the US, right? At that time you said you had no money. So for the first day when you just arrived in the US, how did you because I know to get the restaurant job is gonna take you time to get that job. It might take you a couple of days or a couple of weeks. So when you just first arrived into the US for the first, I mean for the second time, right? How did you find shelter? How did you find food? How did you find your basic necessities?
Great question. So the first question was, how did I get into restaurant, like the
No,
job?
so the no, so like the first question was your first day. So like your first day, coming back to the US for the second time, right? On your first day, how did you find shelter, food, and your basic necessities?
Yes. So I had my family members that could provide me a shelter, you know. So I rented the room from their house in their house.
When you say you rented the room, like did you actually pay them?
Yes.
So that means you had initially that means you had money then, right?
So how it worked is I first I worked and then I paid. You know what I'm saying? First I was living at no cost, free. Yes, you were right. Yeah. So first I was couple months I lived there for free and then I paid.
Oh, I see, I see, I see. That makes sense. Are you still with them right now?
No, 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 no. I'm in
Oh,
Miami. I'm actually by myself. Okay.
now you're
Yeah.
actually by yourself. All right, all right, all right, cool. Yeah, I think I understand the timeline now. That's really interesting. Seriously, at the age of I think 17, right?
Right now?
No, so like initially, like when you came to the US for the
Yes.
second time, that was 17. Yeah.
Yes.
That's really cool to be honest. You came back to the US at 17. Lived with them for a bit, free. But then when you started working, you started actually paying for rent and getting your own food and all that stuff. I really respect that.
Yeah.
And how long did you stay with them for that time?
Go ahead. What is that?
How long did you stay with them for the second time?
Yes, for the second time I stayed with them for, let's see, almost a year. Then I rented a house with one of my friends and I stayed there for about another 3 months. I stayed with a friend at a place. It was in Florida. Then I went to Washington. I moved with one of my cousins. Oh, I needed to humble myself because I got some results here and there. I was progressing in life, and that I got so much attention from girls, and I was spending a lot of time with them, and I was hanging around, and it threw me off of my mission. So with that said, I went to Washington. I humbled myself for 5 months. Okay, I was doing construction, 15 hours work, 16, and then the gym in the morning, 4:30, 3:30 a.m., and then 16 hours work. So it's all about perception. Sometimes I gotta humble myself, and that's where it needed to be done. I know, look, I know it's a little bit confusing, the whole timeline. I gotta, go like this. But it's life. For me, it's goes like this. You know what I'm saying? But why do I love this? Because I have so much experience that is going to serve me for my entire life.
That's such an interesting story. Seriously, that's so interesting. So just to keep track of the timeline, 17, you stay with that family for, 1 year, and then later moved with a friend, and then later with a cousin, then you moved to, different cities, and, you switched job from the restaurant job to construction job, right? And I'm assuming you graduated from high school at the age of 18, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, and between the restaurant job and the construction job, I was a coach at the gym. That's where it comes from. Yes, I was coaching people at the gym. I have my certification. I helped people to get in shape. I helped people to manage their weight, their diet. So that's where it comes from. I was doing my construction and I was still learning about the gym because I knew I'm going to be an online coach.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I see. That's just insane, to be honest. Damn,
Hey,
we've been through a lot.
it's so yeah. Actually, if you think about that, well, yes, yes, I did, but it makes my life to be more experienced at age 19, so I can do more things.
I see. So, right now you are currently in Miami, right? When did you move to Miami?
I moved to Miami about 2.5 months ago.
Yeah,
I work here as a real estate broker relations. So I cold call people, and then I do online coaching. I help men elevate their life through fitness and mindset. Yeah. Why
that's
why
awesome.
do I do real estate? I could just do only coaching, being honest, okay? Because I always think about long term. So I know in 10 years I'm gonna be we're getting into the talk of what you're gonna be, but I'm gonna be a real estate investor. That's exactly why I work in the real estate company.
I see. So you basically invest in your future self, right?
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's really funny. And I love that. I love that.
Hey, tell me about you,
Yeah.
Muhammad. Tell me, where do you work? I know you work at real estate company too. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So it's a real estate tech company. Essentially, we work with like real estate agents and we implement like systems into their business so we can get them near the top of Google and strengthen their online footprints to where they are able to focus on other tasks. It's a really complicated system, to be honest. I don't really want to get too deep into it. It's really complicated. So, but essentially, just a real estate tech company.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Nice. Nice. That's good. That's good. You invest in your future right now too. That's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
What are your goals?
Currently, right now, I guess my goals are to get really, really good at sales.
Nice.
Yeah, to get really, really good at sales. I think that's like my current goal right now because I kind of have things in like sections, I guess, the goals that I had like 6 months ago is not the same goals that I have right now, so my goals are always changing. So for example, like 6 months ago, my goal could have been, to get my first ever sales, to get my first, real high ticket sales job. And that could have been my goal 6 months ago. And now that I've gotten that, my goal could be, to be like to get really, really good at sales that I'm able to close like almost every single agent that I talk to, you know.
Perfect.
So the goals are always changing. So I guess currently right now my goals are to get really, really good at sales and to upload once a week or twice a week for the podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're going after it. Hey, that's fine. Your goals are changing. Just
Hmm.
never quit. You'll see results. It's great, man. It's great. I'm proud of you, Mohammed. You're getting after it.
For sure. Um, what inspired you to start posting on social media?
The only intention to post is to help more people, to help men. Okay. I'm gonna
Wait, sorry,
be
sorry. I'm really sorry to cut you off. I kind of want to go back into you moving and you living by yourself and that whole thing because I'm planning to do that like in the next couple of months, to be honest. And
no.
I think this is really this is really interesting for me. So currently right now you are in Miami, right? Like how did you even get that apartment to rent and like all that stuff? So how did that process work anyways for you?
Yes, sir. So, as you know, communication is one of the most important skills you can get. Do you
Hmm.
think it's fair to say?
For sure, yeah.
Yes. So, because of my ability to communicate with people, I managed get to find a room. All right. Um, so that's exactly how, in very good place, very good price, perfect quality, and I just get after it. Um, could I rent the place by myself? Yes. But look, man, I'd rather save more money. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather save more money. I'd rather do you invest?
Oh, do I invest? Oh, before like Trump became president, right? I put like $200 into like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And like for some reason after he became president, he just shot up to like $300. I'm like, wait, what? I basically just made like $100 off of Bitcoin, but another really invest. That was like just one time.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So I'm gonna tell you something. Like all the profits from coaching, all the profits from helping people, I put somewhere. Okay. It's never in my bank account. I don't need them in my bank account. All I need is to provide for myself. I don't have so many needs that I need $15 million a month in my bank account. So I put everything to the side or I put it back into my fitness thing. All right. So That's how I live. I know it's gonna compound, and it's compounding very quick. So that's what I stand by, and that's what I live by. Another thing is I invest in mentors. I invest in the people that I need, that I know will help me, that I know I will get so much value from. So that would be my recommendation. I'm not driven by cars. I don't care about cars, to be honest. I have my goals, with cars too. I'm not driven by clothes. I'm not driven by anything like that, materialistics, those things. I know my assets. You know what assets are?
Yeah.
I know my assets are gonna buy me those things. So that's what I'm driven by.
All right. So, cause like here in Canada, right? If you wanna, rent an apartment or something like that, these guys are gonna require a lot of documents because before I did work with like real estate. I mean, I did work with homeowners, so I was actually helping homeowners get tenants for their house. So I kind of, been through that process. And most of these homeowners typically require that the person, had some sort of, history with a previous landlord or something like that. So, at your young age, right, how did you even get a place to rent, I guess?
Great question. Great question. So we're in Florida, baby. So Florida, I don't know what's up, but they don't care, man. Like I put my look. I knew I'm not gonna qualify. That's the thing, man. I was 18, for example, when I was renting the house. The income was not there. I was working at the gym, I was a coach, and they still qualified it. I'm like, what? All right, let's get after it, man. Who knows? It was it was the risk, because I
Yeah,
don't know, maybe something could have. I don't care. If they would decline, whatever, man. We would figure something out. That's why. That's look. I can sleep in my car. All right, I don't care, basically. So it doesn't matter. They qualified me, all good. Same here. So it's Florida. I don't know how it works in other states, but Florida just does it.
yeah, I guess I might have to
Yeah,
move to Florida.
yeah. I'm sorry. Maybe in Canada it's way stricter, but yeah.
I see, I see. Okay, let's get into your personal branding. So yeah, what inspired you to start posting?
Say it again.
What inspired you to start posting on social
Yes,
media?
yes, sir. So my whole mission of posting is to help people. As I said, it's all not about me. Yes, I like make some videos maybe about me, but it's all about helping men to elevate their life. So this is the only reason I'm posting. And I know I know I'm gonna be face of something for the rest of my life. And that's what my mission right now is. Now, with that said, I built something right now. I'm building something more meaningful, way more profitable. So, just for your understanding, this coaching, this is my first service business, but I'm not building it to make 1 million a month, stuff like no, it's not for that. It's to help people that actually need help to elevate their life. That's it. Okay. I'm building something way bigger, way bigger. I always brag how I'm not sleeping at night at stories sometimes. It is what it is. But that's because I'm building something. Okay. Every day I'm just going after it. Man, I don't want to talk about this too much because I'd rather do that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I see.
Yeah. But
So,
great question. Great question.
so your main motivation for posting content online is to help people who are struggling, right?
Exactly. And let me be 100% honest. If you don't buy my freaking course or one-on-one coaching, man, if you can change your life without that, that's good. I'm proud of you. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Just go execute, okay? Don't buy my course. Don't buy my one-on-one mentorship. This coaching is not for that, okay? It's been 3 months as I'm a coach. I already rejected more than $10,000, from coaching because people were just not ready. I don't want to invest my time and their time in them. They were not. They would not execute. They would just lose money. I would tell them, hey, bro, just save more. It's fine. Hey, let me get you on some free game. I got you over here, and then in 3 weeks you see they just quit it. So what's the point? So this coaching, it's not even to build my free goodwill or something. No, man. I'm just trying to help people if they want to help themselves. So I'm building something way bigger and something that's gonna profit me so much more. It's just me being honest.
Love that. So what in terms of content, right? What are your goals in terms? Because I know you said that like the reason why you're posting online is to help people essentially. So what are your goals for content? For your Instagram and into YouTube, like what are your goals? Is it to get to is there like a number to it to get to maybe like 10K subscribers, followers? Like what are your goals when it comes to your content?
I don't have the goals in terms of followers or views. I do have goals in terms of people who text me, "Hey, Artem, you helped me through my journey. Hey, Artem, I changed my life because of you." Okay, that's what my goals is. And once at least 50 people in a day text me, "Hey, Artem, you changed my life, brother. You changed my life." That's what my goal is. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if it's weird or different. I don't care. But I don't have a goals in terms of subscribers. Subscribers, yeah, it's fun, it's whatever. But man, if I can change people's lives, that's what my goal is.
I see. I love that. I love that answer. That's a really good answer right there. Since you started your journey,
What
right?
about
What
you,
has
brother?
been like what are my goals?
Hmm?
I think I kind of already hit on this, but um in terms of business, I guess my goal is just to get really good at sales. I think I already hit on that part.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great goal.
Yeah.
Great goal.
So what are your biggest takeaways from this journey so far? Since you started your, business journey, self-improvement journey, what has been like some of your biggest takeaways?
Be the most disciplined guy in the room.
Yeah,
Be the hardest guy in the room on yourself. Be the dumbest in the room. So if you are the least smart one, you are in the right room. Okay. If you surround yourself with people who are smarter, you're gonna win. Okay. Yesterday I was in the room. All people, I feel down, bro. Who am I? What the frick am I? Why am I here? Yeah, it was embarrassing, but that's exactly where you build yourself. Maybe you're asking in terms of fitness. I'm giving you the broader answer, but you need to understand that fitness leads to something bigger. Your physique is great, but your physique will be great for girls. Man, it's meaningless, right? I had a lot of experience with girls and I just wasted my time. So fitness is a pathway to success. That's it.
for
This
sure,
is this is the biggest takeaway.
for sure. And I really think that if you can really stay consistent when it comes to fitness, right? If you are able to go from 300 pounds to like a muscular, lean, you know, guy, then you probably have like these. That means you're probably disciplined, which could kind of fall into, which you could, I guess, integrate into a business, kind of ease into it.
100%. 100%, man. People see you are disciplined. You look good. You make a lot more deals. If you talk person in person, person to person, you make a lot more deals when they see you you get after it, you know, when they see your discipline. Man, it's good on eye. That's biology. You have to look great in order to, you know, to stand out more. Is the I forgot the what's the effect called? You know what I'm talking about? Like when a person see good looking person.
Okay, I don't know what the effect is called, but I kind of understand what you're trying to say. Like when you see
Yeah,
someone who, yeah, yeah, go on.
exactly. When you see somebody better looking, man, you wanna be around them. So that's the goal. I'm 100% sure it's gonna lead to more success. Yes.
For sure. If you could go back in time, right, to your 16-year-old self, like if you could go back in time to your 16-year-old self, like you lost everything, you lost your physique, you're in your 16-year-old self's body situation, and all you had is just all that experience from 16 to 19 transferred back to when you were 16. How would you build yourself to where you are now?
Do you want me to tell you like step by step or just give you the quickest overview?
Tell me step by step.
Okay. Yeah, so if I knew everything, yeah.
Hmm.
So I would get into the knowledge of business right away. Okay, I would learn it. With that, I would the same 4 days, 5 days, 4 days enough. Okay, 3 days enough. Go to the gym, same thing. I would gain another 50 pounds again, maybe a little bit more. Maybe I would go to 60 pounds just to look better. And all of this time, because I know everything, I would learn more about business. Once I do that, I would get on the sales really quickly, as you know. So I would get on some company, even some software sales. Who cares, man? If you're not 18 yet, and you know they do not give you the consent to work officially, just get under the table somewhere, you know, sell something. I don't know. Learn this. But because my level of English was not enough, I could not do that. So praise God, I can do that now. So yeah, because once you're good with your physique, it's gonna correlate to the business. Yeah, it depends on your goals, man. Maybe somebody don't want to be wealthy. You know, if you want to look as good as possible, dude, you get all the knowledge. If I knew all the knowledge right now as a you know, no. If I would know all the knowledge by the age of 16, at that point, I would look two, three, four times better right now. Yeah.
I see. So just to kind of keep things in line, if you had all the knowledge that you have right now into your 16-year-old self, you would mainly do most of the things the same, but you tweak a little bit of things, and you would instead of gaining 50 pounds, I think you would gain like 60, and you would get into business. You start learning about business sooner, and try to get into sales sooner. That's like the difference, right? That you would do
Yeah, 100%. Yes, exactly.
for sure. So, what advice would you have for someone who is looking to have a similar physique to you? What advice would you give to that person?
Be hungry. You know exactly what to do. You're just not doing that. There's no secrets. There's no shortcuts. There's no, yeah, no shortcuts. Just go and do it because you know exactly what to do. That's it.
I love that. All right. Let's get into your future goals. Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Great question. And this question I would leave to myself. Why? I would I would love to talk about it. All right. Why? Because I would rather show it. You know, remember we were talking like half an hour ago about like let's just show people
Yeah,
success, not talk about it. So why I can talk about my physique because I lived through it. I'm the living, testimonial. I can talk about it. In 3 years, once I built something very big, I'm gonna go talk about it and show people how to do that and show people the steps, So I would love to talk about it. I love to talk about it, but I would rather show. It's maybe, look, it's a podcast. Maybe I should be more upfront, but it's just me being honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. All
But
right.
I'm very ambitious. I have so big, very big goals. Yeah.
All right. Do you plan on launching like any products or yeah, do you plan on launching like any products in the next couple of months, or is that like something long term?
It's a long term, but a great question, by the way.
Hmm.
What I think right now, I'm focusing on scaling the online coaching presence so I can help more people. That's what I do. And right now, that's exactly what I'm focused on in terms of coaching.
I
Yes.
see.
So as of a couple of months, you won't see any fitness products from me or any partnerships. By the way, partnerships, I would not get into anything because if I build something, it's gotta be my thing.
I see.
Yeah. What do you think about that, brother?
I love that answer. I especially love the answer that you gave before about when I asked you about where you see yourself in 3 years, instead of talking about it, because initially we kind of already talked about it, right? You kind of stood firm on your belief, and instead of talking about it, you're like, I would rather love to show it. I really love that answer.
Hey, my
Mhm.
promise. I'm
Okay.
gonna show you something very big you would not expect. That's what I can say. That's it. Yeah.
All right. There was a question left from the last person that I interviewed. His name is Omar. And his
Okay.
question was, what motivates you to do what you do?
I have an answer. It's right here. Can you read this? I don't know if you can read
Make,
this, bro.
make your future kids be proud of you.
Exactly. Exactly. This is the only thing that motivates me to go and not quit. That's exactly what I think about at night before I sleep. That's what's on my mind rolling 24/7. So, yes. So, that's exactly why I will never quit. I want to be a hero for my future kids. I want to provide everything for them. If they tell me, "Hey, Artem, hey, father, hey, dad, I want to get on that NBA game and I want to shake one of the players' hands," I can arrange that no problem. Not even thinking about it. Yeah. So, or I want to spend my birthday flying on the plane, whatever. Not a problem. Let's go private jet. Um. So yeah, that's the mindset behind it. I want to be. I want to. I want my future kids to tell their friends, "Hey, my dad is the best. I love him." Yeah.
What is one question you have for the next person that I interview?
When do you hear your name? What do you think of yourself? That would be my question.
I love that. Adam, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. This was a hell of a podcast. I appreciate you for being here.
Mohammed, we took like hour and a half. That was great. Thank you so much for inviting me. Hey, just get after it. I'm proud of you. I see your work. You're out there. Let's go. Nobody's stopping us. Thank you for inviting. I really enjoyed the time. You had a great questions, man. You had a great questions.
And you had great answers.
Thank you.